What's up, YouTube? Today I'm going to be showing you how to make one of the best things in the entire world. Yes, the world's best food. Pasta, hence my al dente shirt, going with the theme. We're going to be making a plant-based fettuccine bolognese, and seriously, before the Italians come for me in the comments, I know this is not traditional. I know your grandma from Bologna is rolling over in her grave that this is made with, God forbid, lentils and vegetables. But I promise you this is going to be good. Even if you love meat, my husband, who's a red meat fanatic, actually requests this. So it's easier than ever in the Instant Pot, and I hope you guys really like this recipe. So let's get started. We're going to start with some olive oil down in our Instant Pot. 3 tablespoons or so, just kind of get the bottom nice and coated. We are going to add, this is just diced carrots, onions, and finely diced mushrooms, and I'll explain all about the mushrooms in just a second, but let's get those in there. Yes, you can hear that it's hot. Anytime something hits the pan, that's what you should hear. When you're sauteing, you want it to be hot before you put anything in. So what's going to be standing in for our meat today is going to be these mushrooms as well as lentils. And the little brown lentils and the little chunks of mushroom with all of their umami flavor and that chewy texture are going to help mimic kind of the ground beef or ground veal that you would find in a traditional bolognese. So you can see the mushrooms, carrots, and onions are starting to saute. You know, if you leave them there and don't stir them too much, they're going to do a better job releasing that moisture. I know it's really steamy, but hopefully you can see how much those mushrooms and carrots have cooked down. So it's time to add the eggplant. Probably, I'd say a cup and a half of eggplant diced up, pretty small. There we go. And I am going to add more salt at this point. You do want to salt kind of every ingredient layer as you go, and I think people are kind of afraid of that, but you have to think every new thing that you add is a salt-free ingredient, so any salt that you already added, it's just going to dilute that. So I'm going to add a couple of pinches of salt for my eggplant layer and just give that a stir. So you can see the eggplant starting to saute, and that'll cook down quite a bit from where it's at now. Our eggplant has been sauteing for about 3 to 4 minutes, and the next thing I want to add is I have my little treasure trove of spices here. So I have fresh thyme, fresh rosemary, dried oregano, dried red pepper flakes, and 2 cloves of garlic. I'm going to add that. Now with garlic, you don't want to put it in kind of a dry pan like this for too long because it can just burn really easily, which is why we are going to add some tomato paste almost right away, and then some wine. Wine time! Okay. Let's put a couple of big spoonfuls of tomato paste. It's probably 3 tablespoons, doesn't really matter. You could use a little less, you could use a little more. Not going to hurt anything. So stir that around pretty quickly, and before anything has a chance to burn, pour in your wine. So judging by how much was in the bottle before, that's like probably 1/4 of a bottle of wine. A very large, generous glass, if you will. An Elizabeth Cauvel sized glass of wine is what you want to put in here. You can see that the wine is almost immediately evaporating and just kind of adding that sort of cooked down layer of flavor to everything in the pot. Steam facial. I'm ready to add my second tomato element, which are Italian style peeled tomatoes. These are whole tomatoes. I'm going to crush them with my hand. I'm going to be really careful not to ruin my adorable al dente shirt. And you should be careful at home too, because these babies are full of juice and they will splatter. And also be careful not to burn your hand when you stick it down inside a pot of hot steam. So just crush these in your hand, and we're also going to use all of the liquid that is left behind in the can. That is all beautiful, beautiful tomato juice. Should never waste a drop of that amazing, amazing juice. Whoop, there it is. It's really squirting, people. I added about 2 cups of water to this can. I'm going to do my patented swish method. Be real careful with that. Part of the reason we're adding so much water to this, even though it's pretty liquidy, is that we have 1 cup of lentils here. These are dried, rinsed lentils. They are not pre-cooked, and they are going to cook in this sauce on the pressure cook feature. And they are going to absorb quite a bit of liquid. So you are not going to end up with as liquidy of a sauce as it looks now, because these lentils are going to just drink it up. So I'm going to add the lentils in. Just stir that around, and we are on our way to having a delicious sauce. After this, we just have to put the lid on the Instant Pot, let it do its pressure thing, and come back to delicious, delicious bolognese. So I'll see you in a minute. So cover your hand, stand back. Woo! It's a lot of steam. I got a little steam squirt. Gotta be careful. The little steam pressure valve has gone all the way down, which means we are free to open our Instant Pot. Remember, it'll sing a little song. Never gets old. Oh my gosh. Oh, the Italian grandma inside of me is so happy. Gosh, it smells so good, you guys. Like rosemary, thyme. It's the perfect consistency. I'll show you. So you can see the lentils are tender and plump, and the liquid has reduced quite a bit. Let's try to go in there close. Oh yeah. So you can see how all of that texture kind of mimics the mouthfeel of traditional bolognese, but is completely plants. How good does that look? Guys, I really hope you make this at home. It's so tasty, it's so easy, it's so healthy. So happy cooking, happy instant potting. And remember, pasta is life.